Route 66. Fushuei with a bubble blocks the sound barrier. Right there towards the end, Fearless, perfect bubble on the Winston right in the doorway. Blocks some of the players from getting that sound barrier. Having that Winston expert, so important, as it'll be the Dallas Fuel on defense first.
Curious to see how involved Chiyo is going to be able to find himself. He was everywhere at once on Lijiang Tower. A very aggressive brand of Lucio, very high final blows generally. They're back in week 7 of the regular season. I remember that loss as well. Fuel still establishing themselves. Shock with very high expectations on their shoulders, despite being a team mostly forged anew this year, but so much faith in the franchise and the culture they've set. And it's paid off.
3, 2,
It's an unbelievable regular season for the Shock, right? No tournament wins throughout the year, which is a little bit different than in years past, but you'll trade some of those other tournaments for a win here.
All of them an important step in this team developing themselves for the live environment. Dallas here playing pretty passive, pretty out of line of sight for the time being. Looks like the Ulworth Hotel is the choice of battleground now for the Shock. Trying to force Dallas away, hoping to bait them in by the looks of things here. Oh, Fielder! Okay then. That's a kunai lobotomy for your boy Proper.
Well, it's some damage that comes down from Chiyo. I was mentioning in map number 1, a little bit more offensive, aggressive than Violet. He's actually up on the wall. He actually lands some shots, and the Fielder puts him away with a headshot.
This allows Dallas now to establish their front line a little further forward, at least for now. Hope to generate another pick here and set the Shock further back, but San Francisco are disciplined. Proper approaches the point with plenty of chance to work with here. Just a lack of targets for the time being. Dallas playing extremely cagey around this railgun. Fearless has the touch though, and here come the Fuel out behind that bubble. Disruptor shot thrown down, so no one can close the gap easily. A lot of poke damage, a lot of chip damage coming across the map. It's a railgun miss for Edison, and Sparkle, he's in Striker's eyes. The light and Chiyo's just went out.
Yeah, it's the Dallas Fuel, they get a little bit split there. So the Disruptor shot from Proper goes into the choke. You see him walking through here, and it splits off the supports and Edison, and they're not able to actually get through the choke. Fearless actually has to touch a point with Sparkle. They both take loads of damage, not enough opportunity to heal that all back up. And the Shock take the point.
Clean open there, you see Dallas still a little bit unsure about how to have a consistent defensive hold with this setup. No K-Fin. Chiyo there, forced to respect that. A little bit of a Teru-esque foray.
Yeah, some of the Kirikos, instead of using the TP, as kind of safety if they get dove, using him way more offensively to get out of harm's way.
Edison having to swing out from this corner. Glancing blow connects on Proper. He's close to his overclock as well. Kitsune rush coming in. Here we go. Striker, pretty conservative at the start of the fight. Not getting too close to the backline here. Mikey's primal rage. He's getting burnt to a crisp. Very dangerous place to be for the Winston, and the Shock just teetered too close to the edge.
Dallas does end up using their sound barrier to come out and win that as well, though. So for the Shock, you do have a little bit of an advantage, right? I think there's an opportunity for them to use overclock, use that sound barrier, push them back. There's really not a lot of ways that Dallas Fuel can keep everybody protected.
Back to the drawing board here for the Shock. Sparkle's in hiding. He's, well, in a position to do some damage here, but there's a sound barrier in time. This one for Violet, one he was looking for. Chiyo gets cut down. Flying a little too close to the sun. Here it is, Edison Proper continuing the trade out here, San Francisco. On the opposite side of the map for the Dallas Fuel here is the disengagement. Was able to put them on opposite sides. Big connect with Sparkle there, and this is looking much better for San Francisco. They're able to wrap around on Dallas there, and losing Chiyo early means Dallas had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Dallas does a good job actually extending that fight, making it a little bit more difficult than one would think. The go sign, though, for the Shock there is as soon as the Dallas Fuel end up using that protection Suzu of Kiriko, giving everybody that brief moment of, invulnerability. As soon as that wears off, that's when the Shock know that they can attack pretty safely.
Scartwillen's really on the move now. 2 minutes 50 still left in the round for the Shock. Didn't spend too much time snarled up in that choke. It's a good sign. Sparkle and Fearless again, just trying to hold the Shock at bay. And now Edison.
They're playing for this Kitsune rush, so they actually just farm it up now. Finn has his...
Oh!
May not matter now.
What an opener there from Edison. And the Shock headed upstairs. They'll be regrouping, licking their wounds for a bit.
And we talk about how important Sojourn is in the meta, and I think obviously everybody can see why. Especially moments like this, being able to get those early pickoffs, this just eats at the clock. The Shock have to attack.
San Francisco, no choice but to regroup. Can't do too much about a fully charged railgun headshot.
Fake
Things
team.
happen. Okay, Mikeyy redirected there out to the high ground. Katrina Rush now coming out from thin. Fielder reciprocating. Edison playing off to the side for the time being, but Striker steps up, forces him away. The other sidelines aren't great for Edison, but Fielder's able to fire one on proper. Striker with the sound barrier, looking pretty comfortable coming forward, but a lack of play here in the San Francisco Shock. Most of the damage now needs to come from Striker's direction. Mikeyy dispersing these Dallas Fuel players, pressuring Edison up to the high ground, but Sparkle strikes into the back line. Stepping up. Okay, Striker
he goes for it.
Fielder. Sparkle has the range walk, though he's able to avoid that for the time being. And Edison has the overclock that seals the deal.
Yeah, and I think when you actually have the Death Blossom come out from Striker, I mean, I was a little bit shocked. I thought potentially saves that, but he ends up using it. That's when Edison decides to pop the overclock. Yeah, and here it is. Get some damage down. Oh.
That is exquisite. And look, tough for Striker there as well. He's not really where he wants to be. He's not within the Sojourn's vicinity. He's not within the Kiriko's vicinity. He just has to go for it there.
This is going to be so tough for the Shock, man. No support ultimates, just this overclock available. Chiyo's got sound barrier.
Sound barrier for proper. No, those insecures are hard to come by with that overshield on your opponents. The Shock now down to sub 40 seconds left. And they're on the wrong side of the map. This could get a little bit awkward. Can Striker break his way through? Is there enough time for Proper to get back? Neither of those look to be likely here. Edison can wrap.
I think you need to die fast here if you're the Shock, yeah. I mean, you need to die fast, you need to reset.
This could be dangerous. Dangerous!
And we see Proper right there, like sliding on in. You can't do that against a team like the Dallas Fuel. They are too good and too fast at capitalizing on mistakes like that.
5 seconds left in the round. Even a touch is going to be pretty brutal to get. Violet speeding his way forward, but Edison shuts it down! And the Shock are denied overtime! That's dirty!
Oh. Sparkle has so much fun on the stage, man. It's a Violet's opportunity to touch there. Comes bouncing off the wall on the Lucio. Gets his head ripped off there by Edison.
Again, with only 5 seconds left in the round, their one chance was the Lucio touch. And it just so happened that Edison had a railgun with Violet's name on it. Not an auspicious showing here from San Francisco's attack on Kings Row. I'd be nervous if I was them now on defense.
It's scary because defense on Kings Row, like, it's not a great Winston defense map here, at least on point A. I think when you get towards the second half of the map, it's way better, as here we see it from Violet's POV.
Mind his own business. Oh. It seems I misplaced my head somewhere along the line.
Lucio's body, like, flips, like, 30 feet.
All right. So I think it's pretty clear here, San Francisco definitely need to eat through some of the clock on this first point hold. Not that we're expecting a full hold here. It's tough with a Winston defense, but that's their first step.
Very difficult to hold, full hold on Winston defense here. Just, you know, his kit, like the dive nature of it, just doesn't really suit Kings Row point A. I think you can do obviously way more things once you get past there, but this is very difficult to full hold this composition because look, I mean, doesn't have like a shield like a Sigma or Reinhardt, right? Has to kind of play here in the open.
Okay, Fearless has already gone upstairs, and he can just hit the backline like this. In the meantime, the Shock are trying to reciprocate, put pressure down on Dallas's backline, but Fearless somehow appears in the midst of the Shock as they try and come forward. They lose out on the damage trades, but they're able to be topped up just in time by Finn. They're trying to keep this position around the statue, and Proper's going to help them out in a big way there. Great shot on Sparkle.
And those are the types of fights the Shock want to do. I think against a lot of other teams, right? You know, Proper can use that dash, get in, maybe get a pick. I think it's just too risky against this team. I think you've got to have him play a little bit more patient. Wait for Fearless to kind of come to you. And then we saw on Li Shang, right? Beautiful help from Violet, Striker as well. And then it makes his life a bit easier.
Minus guy time, and he'll return the investment. A trade here, Sparkle's down, but Proper crucially is missing. Striker and Mikeyy now need to be the bulwark to stop the flood of the fuel. So far not so bad here. Mikeyy taking a moderate amount of damage, but Finn's able to top him up. They're close to Kitsune Rush, but Fielder's going to have his first. If you'll wait on it for now, but now they approach the point. Fearless first. Edison not far behind. Bundled into the hotel now. The shot they need to make their explosion for here. The Winston bubble in the way. A little bit frustrating, and Mikeyy goes down to a disrupt the shot. Edison doesn't need this overclock. The sound barrier from Violent. It's just too late.
Yes, I think the Shock, their best, may have been just backing up a little bit. Everybody takes so much damage. You have to play aggressive around that pillar to try and prevent that Sojourn from getting that line of sight, forcing you back into that choke. So you have to play up there. When you back out, towards the rest of your team, maybe you have to take a little bit, maybe go in right as it's about to tip over.
Sparkle on card duty. Again, being a close range fighter, his team will fall back to the car. Okay, now he'll get to go forward. The Shock want to play on this corner. They need Proper to be able to swing this and have a bit of space to linger and try and line a shot up. Only a semi-jump there from Mikeyy, not a full commitment, but it's a primal rage here for Fearless. This is a little bit scary now. Yep, Finn taken down by Fielder. The disruption, the Shock are suffering. They cannot get their ducks in a row. And for Dallas Hill, it's hunting season.
And you can see, like, when we go to Edison's POV, just the face, so confident coming out of these fights. Edison, 2 kills, 3 kills so sometimes. Yeah, as they want to stop this, comeback right before they could even make it back towards that checkpoint B. You have Sparkle with the Death Blossom. Maybe you can get a little bit sneaky as looks like he's lurking.
Okay, early Death Blossom looks pretty good. Might be able to trade, but it's going to be a 3 versus 4 favoring the fuel. They're happy to fall back now and let much of this primal rage expire. I don't know what Mikey's hoping to find with this. He'll make back to his team safely.
That trade's good. I mean, he's trying to get the health pack, then get out with his life.
It's dicey. They're trying to chase him. The Shock have one more chance on this map now. They need to group up. They have the players in position, and now it's go time. It's Proper Striker, but the ladder is taken down before the fight can begin. Edison surgically removes him from the rest of his team.
They're trying to wait out the overclock. Proper's using the overclock. That's a huge pick. Striker at the Death Blossom. Now the Kitsune Rush, they can go.
Striker will come back, with that Death Blossom. Never had a chance to use it. And the Shock are able to hold on somehow, but now it's go time. We got roads converging here. The Dallas Fuel want to try and hit another gear. Bubble now down, throw another one up. Sparkle's going to be removed by Striker. That Death Blossom, he held it in reserve, and it pays off. San Francisco, hang on. 2.5 minutes remain.
They say not just yet. Striker, I think he may think somebody else is behind. He does not want to, after some of the things we saw in point 1, first map, he does not want to give up a back half here.
Can't blame the guy. Clock only just now starting to get bled. Really late in the round for San Francisco to put some stops together. They have the sound barrier at least to after Chiyo's. Probably want to get aggressive. Will this be his demise? No, it's actually Striker winning that frontline fight yet again. Dallas now want to group up around Edison, hope that he can create an opening, and so he does. Violet the only elimination so far, and that's not going to cut the mustard. Much better.
Now it starts to get dangerous for the Dallas Fuel. It's a really difficult spot. The payload is stuck in. Some natural high ground cover around there for the Shock to play from. You see it from Edison's POV, kind of coming around these corners. Can't really figure out where players are playing from. Makes it very difficult to land these railgun shots.
Fearless Primal as well is going to make it even harder to line them up. Keep an eye on that. Proper will hope to find some picks with this overclock. And Fearless, he's stuck into the back line. They weren't ready for this. And here he goes now. Primal Rage being popped. Edison goes down. Proper finds that key first pick. Fearless now, unsure about how to hit this backline adequately. Proper going to slide away, and Fearless can't chase him down. It's Chiyo the second on the chopping block. And Proper don't miss. Make it 3. Your MVP is turned up.
3 kills for Proper in the fight.
50 seconds.
50 seconds. Kitsune Rush for both times, but look at how further Violet is towards this sound barrier, where I think kind of like everything equals out across the board here. Shock also with Primal Rage. That extra sound barrier could be clutch. Oh, they get aggressive.
They go first, go early here. Fielder actually, they go for the Katsuna Rush. They bait this. They're happy to trade the Primal, I feel.
Yeah, Mikeyy has to use Primal Rage. Yeah, they end up getting their Katsuna Rush out, and Fielder, you know, you have no way to use this if you're the Dallas Fuel.
Seems like a good trade.
80% to beat.
San Francisco are gonna have the support ultimates. Surely they can make this hold happen. 12 seconds left in the round. Sparkle has that dead blossom, but Edison! It's lights out! And Proper now going for the overclock. Who dares stand up and challenge him now? The Fuel have no choice, throw themselves into the meat grinder and ground they become. Felix gets a Suzu there trying to stay alive, and Proper hits another headshot. And the San Francisco Shock have held off the Dallas Fuel on Kings Row. A monumental defensive endeavor.
And being able to bounce back at moments like this. That's that championship stuff right there. From the Shock. No Striker, Violet, no Coach Krusty, the whole Snap the organization. They've been there before. You know, tough times. I mean, a lot of teams could wilt away in a moment like that, but not the Shock.
Proper finds 8 final blows in the last 2 minutes of that round. Slow start, but this is what you need